Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode. Today I'm going to be doing something new where I'm actually going to be doing a live tracking of the charts for the various cryptocurrencies that I'm looking at the moment. Rather than posting each chart and doing a write down, I'll basically just be going live through exactly what I'm seeing and what I'm looking at the moment. So we'll go over to just the charts, and basically at the moment what I do is I have a special folder here for all of my crypto trading. And basically what I'll do is I'll just pull in each of the assets that I'm currently invested in or watching and have them available here just to control click on each one of them and bring them into a new tab. Okay. So the assets that I'm looking at is Bitcoin, Ethereum, Loki. I am currently in a Dogecoin trade. We've got RSR, which has done exceptionally well, and I'll go through this in just a second. We also have coins that we're mining, including Handshake. We're mining TRB, Digibyte. We've also got Nervos CKB, which is some of the CKB miners that we bought, the ASICs. And then finally Zenon, which is a project that I invested in for a node. In terms of Bitcoin, things look a little bit loud sometimes on my charts. However, everything means something personally to me. Your charts can look completely different. You don't have to have all of these, moving averages or channels in place. But nevertheless, it's about painting a picture that is relevant to you and having something being said for your trading strategy. So first of all, I'll just go through the couple of things that I do have on board. These moving averages you can actually get them up here in the indicator section. If you click on it up here, you can basically type in moving averages, and I use the multiple moving average option, and that allows me to just put in the 20, 50, 100, 200, 500, and 200 again there. It's crossing over. Simple moving averages, okay? Now, what we look for in moving averages is shorter day moving averages crossing the longer day moving averages from the bottom up. That's a bullish signal. Or we've got the shorter day moving averages crossing the longer day moving averages from top down, which is usually a bearish signal. We also look at the candles and whether they're trading above the moving average or the average market price over the period, whether it's a 20, 50, 100, 200 or 500 day. And yeah, these are things that I've covered in other videos before, but I thought I'd just tap into it briefly. This channel that I've got highlighted here, this is basically what I'm using to decide whether Bitcoin is in bullish or no man's land or bearish territory. And this is on a long-term projection. The way that I form this channel is from a breakout and a breakdown as well. So back in 2017, the market was at all-time highs. We saw a 2018 correction, and then we actually saw a capitulation occur in November 2018. And this capitulation candle here, where you can clearly see a new trend kind of been forming. It was in quite an up-down trend in a bit of a wedge here, and then it broke down. That's where that point there, and where the market broke back up, is where I form kind of my bullish and bearish territory. Okay, so this is no man's land. We then have the market kind of trying to find its way, whether it's going to go up or down, and we get another breakout from the top, and this is forming kind of what I'm considering in the long term to be bullish territory. Okay, so in the middle is no man's land for me. I wouldn't be buying or selling. I'd probably be hedging if anything. If we're below, I'd be quite bearish and probably looking for an entry into the market, similar to what we did here. And when we're above, I'm in a bullish territory. I'm looking, long term that things are continue going up as long as they're above this area. Okay. Now the other thing that I've drawn is this pink line, and basically what I've done is I've drawn it from this point here at the bottom of the 2018 capitulation to another point just here, and it's kind of just like a base trend line. I've then done the exact same thing from this point here to this point here, and it seems to be kind of predicting where the market feels comfortable to sit quite well. So it's a bit of a trend line. As you can see, the market at this point here kind of is going up and down. When it hits that trend line, and it finds a bit of resistance. When it's above it, it's struggling to stay above it, and so that's what it's painting the picture for me. The final thing I'd probably cover right now is, just a little bit on this trend line. Obviously, there's this key price level at 10,000 US dollars, and the market is basically trying to break above it. It'll obviously won't be able to break above it easily. It has to break above it with quite a bit of volume, and that's because there's a lot of people, watching the market at this point in time. I actually covered in a video today a little bit more on the miners' perspective as to why the miners are not willing to why miners are selling at this point, as opposed to buying at 9,000. But I won't go into that in too much detail right now. So that's Bitcoin. In more short term, we obviously saw overnight things took a bit of a dive. We're sitting about 9,600 USD. Now we've come back down to the 9,000 level. As a trader, I'm not 100% sure whether I'm willing to buy at this price. At the moment, I'm just holding my long-term plays. I think if we start to break anywhere further and start coming down towards this moving average here, the red one, and I can show you which moving average that is. So if I go and click on the settings bar, and then check the style, my fourth moving average is the 200-day moving average. So it's a bit flatter than the other ones. If we come down to that 200-day moving average, then I would probably start to look at some small buy-ins around the $8,300 mark. And if we break through that, then I would be holding clear and waiting for the next entry. But that's a bit about what I'm looking at with Bitcoin. Nothing too overcomplicated. Things can look a bit noisy. When things do get overcomplicated, I try to delete things and have a different view, paint the picture a bit differently. But all in all, I use moving averages a lot, trend lines a fair bit, and just support and resistance lines to gauge where the market might bounce to or bounce off. Having a look at Ethereum, now I put out a trade at this point right here for Ethereum at the bottom of this kind of long-term trend line that I've been picking, and I've actually held that Ethereum position the whole time since we've entered into it, so I haven't sold off any of it yet. We're leading into Ethereum 2.0 later in the year. I think this is quite bullish for Ethereum. There's going to be a lot of Ethereum locked up into nodes, quite a substantial amount of Ethereum required per node, about 32 Ethereum. Overall, I'm thinking this is very bullish for Ethereum. Not to mention, it's probably the project that has the most developers on it. It's the backbone, similar to Bitcoin to a degree in this market. I'm quite bullish on it. As a miner, I look to sell my mine coins at the right prices into Bitcoin and Ethereum. Always looking to have a fairly equal spread between the two. Something to note on Bitcoin as well, if we again just have a look at which moving average this one is, 0.5. So that's the 500-day moving average. Most of Ethereum's cycle, it's been below it, other than in 2017. Just recently, we just broke above the 500-day moving average, and that's quite bullish. We're at a higher price than what Ethereum has been over the past 500 days. Okay, so that's bullish for me. We're coming closer to the top of this trend, which we might find some resistance on. Overall, I'm quite bullish on Ethereum. Not willing to sell any of my position on it. Just holding it long term for the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Obviously, if we see some incredible rallies like we did in 2017, I may take some profits. But always following a dollar cost in, dollar cost out average strategy. Now, moving on to Loki. Loki is one of the projects that we invested quite heavily into back in early 2018 at the start, when they were founded. Pretty sure it was 2018, June 2018 or May area. We picked up quite a lot down at this area here. We weren't early investors. This is around about when they started releasing nodes. So we've had some really good positions over the long term in Loki. Not to mention, we've also been earning some, in early days, we're earning around 26% yield per month on those nodes that we set up. Loki is something that we've done very well on. Even if the price goes down because of that yield that we're earning, we are kind of, covering ourselves quite a bit, but it's a massive benefit when the price also goes up. It makes our initial investment greater, as well as all the yields that we've been earning along the way. So long-term hold for me. I've compounded my Loki investment, put it back into more nodes, the yields that I've earned, and overall it's been a really, really great project. I also really like the project leads. We did a video on it recently, which you can go and check out and find out a little bit more about what private messaging they're releasing, what's happening with the Loki network, what it's all about. It was with Simon, so definitely go and check that one out. Right now we can see it's kind of broken out on the downside of this upward trend that we're looking at. So for those people who haven't got any exposure to Loki, this could actually be a time to start looking to pick some up. As I say, always look for a dollar cost in strategy. Don't just go and buy the full amount you're looking to buy. Maybe buy 10-20% now. If it comes down further, buy the an extra 10 or 20%, and then look to get your full investment over a period of different prices rather than just buying all in at once. That's it for Loki. Let's move on to Dogecoin. Dogecoin is just a coin that I've been purely trading just because it seems to be having these patterns of like a pump and dump between two prices. I started trading Dogecoin back at the start of this blue trend line. It was actually after one of the first Whiskey and Wicks episodes that we did, and BitLord mentioned it, and we were having a look at the charts, and yeah, I thought it looked pretty predictable from a trading point of view. So I've been trading in and out on Dogecoin. Simple trading strategy. All I've been doing is buying in anywhere around this blue territory this rectangle that I've got highlighted here, and then selling anywhere when it comes close to this green line up the top here. So buying in, I've probably done 3 or 4 trades in Doge and increased my position. I think we started with something close to a million Doge or something like that, and increased that to maybe 1.5 or 1.6 million Doge now. So about 60% gain, which has been great. I always trade safe, but yeah, these kind of longer term, calm strategies, not trying to get 5-10% gains in and out, just going for longer term trades, and recognizing patterns is a really great thing if you can pick up coins and recognize these patterns. So I've been stuck in a Dogecoin trade for a while now. Haven't really had the opportunity to get out of it again. It's been maybe 41 days, nearly a month now, that I've just had this last position here. So just waiting for it to pump again. I'll look to get out again here, and I'll potentially continue this strategy on if it comes back down. RSR. So RSR has been awesome. I even sold, wow, like look at this chart. It's gone up ridiculously. I sold a little bit too much probably, but nevertheless, as I say, you always got to, you don't go broke taking profits. So basically what I was doing, if I can show you what I was looking at before all of this good news came, is I was watching RSR. It came onto my radar about here. I had this Fibonacci drawn up, and basically I was waiting for it to hit this 71.8% fib line, 78.6% fib line, sorry. And basically as soon as it hit that, I entered in my first full position. Once we got broke through on the 61.8% fib line, we broke through here. I actually took 50% of the investment out. That was for a healthy, let's have a look, 36% gain, which is great. And then I've held the other 50% for the ongoing, and in total that other 50% is up 167%. So it still looks like it's going up. Honestly, I'm actually thinking about taking some profits here today. It's at absolute all-time highs. The reason why it actually went and rallied this high, I believe, is because of the PayPal news that's come out. I actually mentioned in the first ever Whiskey and Wicks podcast ever that basically there was a rumor that RSR could be having a partnership with PayPal to release basically a platform where people can trade crypto through, pay for things through PayPal using RSR's reserve token. So yeah, basically that's what made me want to put in my entry. Obviously it's paid off quite substantially. I'm actually going to look to take some profits here. 167% gain is nothing to sneeze at, and potentially if it comes back down into this territory, I'll look to repurchase. But that's a great win. I still really love RSR, so it's going to be hard to actually sell, but you got to take profits at some point in time. I might come back and look at it when it's doubled again and regret it, but as I say, you don't go broke taking profits. So really great trade there. I know some of the community members were on that one, including DMC. So he was actually made a post the other day. I might bring it across if I can find it quickly. Give me 2 seconds. Oh, it might take me too long to find. I won't bring it across, but anyway, there was a bit of a celebration amongst the guys in the Discord channel. I'll leave a link to the Discord channel as well if you want to sign up to that and kind of discussing and get real opinions on what's going on with projects rather than just trying to pick it based on charts. I definitely can't keep on top of all these projects on my own. It's through the Discord that I do that. Nevertheless, we'll move on to the next couple of projects. So Handshake's just a project that we've been mining for some time. Basically, it's been on a bit of a decline, largely because ASIC miners have come in, and they're looking to cover their power costs. So I think it hopefully will start to get an uptick. I really like the project. It's just got to have a little bit more, a stronger adoption, I think. We'll see what happens with Handshake, but hopefully we can see its uptick. I'm just basically holding the bag of Handshake that I mine and waiting for it to come up to higher prices before I sell any out. Tellor TRB, this project is, quite an interesting one. It's, one that I really like the tokenomics of. I have this clear trend line drawn here, and the market seems to be appreciating it quite well, sometimes popping out of it, but coming back in and bouncing between. We left that trend line for a bit, and I was going to start to maybe draw another trend line on the bottom here, but we've re-entered it with a really nice pump, taking us almost back to the top end of the trend line. And this is definitely one I would keep your eyes on, guys. So I personally think that, TRB, there's been chatter within the community groups of people who really love the project that it could get to 30 US dollars. I think it's at about 6 or 8 US dollars at the moment. But the way that they've set out the, emission schedule of new coins being released into the market, is very favorable on the supply side for traders. So there's going to be a fair bit of scarcity for this coin. Definitely look to get your eyes on it, maybe get some positions in. And maybe even start mining it. We used to be getting about one coin a day, which is about 8 US dollars or 7 or so US dollars a day. Now it's gone down quite a bit, and what that tells you is if miners are getting less for mining the coin, that's less coins going into the circulation, and less supply, more demand. Obviously, should increase the price. So yeah, definitely worth even picking some up if we break this trend line again, or if you've got some in a bag, then good trading there. Alright, so Digibyte. Digibyte has been released on Binance just recently, and we saw a massive pump, big celebration for a lot of the guys who have been mining it. The longest that one of our members has been mining it is about 5 or so months. And they've obviously seen a huge increase in gains. Let's have a look. The maximum they saw was about 270% on all the coins that they mine. Some of the most of the community members are actually mining this coin now, and just the other day with this pump, we saw about a 36% gain in all coins mined. So I know a lot of members, including Squats and Coins, a few others, they actually sold a lot of their stack there and realized a lot of those profits. Again, you don't go broke taking profits, so good on you guys for doing that. We saw a little bit of a pullback now. I still think that this has a lot of legs to move. If we pull out here and just look more at the long term, I mean, Digibyte has been, an extra in the percentage 400% higher than what it is now after just a recent 400% rally. So it's got a lot of legs to move. It's just been released on Binance. It could be released on Coinbase. It's got a massive community behind it. Probably one of the most decentralized coins that you'll find. Really like this project. It's just had a new project lead came in who was rumored to be holding them back a bit, hence why they're now being released on Binance. From a technical analysis point of view, I mean, I think we could come back down, to be honest, down to this territory here. I'm not banking on it, but if we do see this territory, I may even buy some more. At the moment, I'm just mining away. I've got a fair sizable amount of Digibyte, so I don't need to get more exposure to it. But as we see it rally up to these fib lines, I'll probably look to take some profits. Nervos CKB, another coin that we've been mining on our ASIC miners, used to mine it on the FPGA miners. Basically just looking for this coin similar to Handshake to be shown some love, I guess, take off in price a little bit, and we'll look to sell off our positions as it does. Again, really solid project, big community behind it, a bit of an Ethereum killer according to the community behind CKB. Look into the project a little bit more, potentially read its white paper. But yeah, definitely a coin to keep your eyes on, particularly at these prices. I think it could have a bit of a rally. So worth holding on to that one, not selling that one yet. And then Zenon, this project was rumored to be related to Jack Dorsey. So Jack Dorsey was the CEO of Twitter, and basically, crypto. He's looking to implement it in the crypto space as well. I won't go into the full rundown of exactly, it's quite complex, I guess, like how these rumors came about, but I picked up Zenon quite a long time ago on one of the pillar nodes. I think there's about 136 pillar nodes, and so yeah, just holding this one long term. There's a few people in the community that also have a pillar node, and some people that just have a standard node as well. So good to see some legs in here. I might actually do a whole another episode on Zenon, and just go go through some of those major details. It's quite a complex project. I was going to run through it, but this video has gone for long enough. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this. Instead of posting and doing a write-up, just doing more of a verbal rundown of what I'm seeing. If you have any questions, obviously ping them in the Discord or in the YouTube channel, and I'll be back with more charts later. Thanks, guys.